Good afternoon, people. Here we are again. Another episode of What's News, episode 3, I think to be exact. And of course, I'm Pretty Poya. You know, this is my channel. What's News is our podcast. This is my co-host. Introduce yourself to the people.
Press Neutron, aka Mickey Neutronic, aka Club God Says, aka Jesus fucking Christ, aka Double Lord, aka something else too.
Oh my gosh.
It's a beautiful Tuesday, and once again, this is What's News, bringing you the latest and greatest in local and regional information,
Nationwide.
as well as worldwide too. Talk about
And once again, we're at the beautiful North Park Mall in Dallas, Texas, located off 75 it's North Park Lane. Is that the exit it says, or North something and Lane? I don't know, but everybody know the exit. If you live in or reside in the surrounding areas, you know where North Park Mall is. I'm pretty sure you've been here. If not, you frequent it. I'm pretty sure you meet your friends here for lunch. Meet your friends here for lunch. You know, might bring your family members. It's a good place to shop if you want to get some good quality brand stuff. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, we're gonna just get right into the news part. So the most recent thing that's fresh on my mind today is, I want to say, like the whole situation that happened in Allen. I forgot what day. I think it was Sunday. I think that's what it was. It was yeah, but I know when we first heard it, or when I first heard it, it was like recent. So I think it was Sunday, because yesterday was Monday. Or it might have happened yesterday. I don't know. But anyways, they just they're releasing information about like what could have led up to him wanting to do it, things like that. I'm just more concerned on why they haven't shown us a picture of him. Like, I feel like in certain situations, especially when it's a person of color, you know, and they've been in a situation where they, you know, a criminal situation, they just plaster him all over, him or her, whoever it is, all over the news. You know, it's just like, I don't care what he did or why he did what he did to lead up into this situation. If y'all found him, if he's dead, why y'all can't show his picture? Is there some type of laws? The laws just constantly contradict themselves and don't make a lot of sense, but that's just
right. That is kind of weird. I definitely agree. I don't know why they haven't come forward with the dude's face yet. It doesn't make sense. And you're right. Like, whenever it's a black person doing a crime, especially
I didn't say black. I said a person of color.
Okay, person of color, whatever. When the Memphis police officers did what they did, they was quick to put their pictures in rotation. So.
Well, that's a different situation. That's police. Police's faces are always going to be out there because they're the police. I'm speaking in general of a normal civilian committing a crime. Anytime. It could be robbery. It could be kidnapping. It could be drug related. It could be assault, battery, whatever. And in this case, it was another mass murder. And then also, too, it was a big thing that a number they threw out there. There has been I think they said 208 mass shootings this year already. I'm trying to count those up because it's January, February, March. We're only in the 5th month, and so therefore there's been that many. But maybe they're including what's going on like in the world overall, especially with the wars. I don't know, but that was a big number to throw out there. I was watching CNN, so you know. They also talked about Trump. They mentioned that he's on trial right now for something. They're supposed to be getting some information. So supposedly he possibly could have raped someone in 1996. I'm just confused as to why we're still even talking about him and he's not in presidency at this point, because there was a lot of things that was going on with him that had been, you know, uncovered that he was dealing with. Because I think he had something to do with some taxes. All that was going on. That was out there in the blue when he was in presidency, and I would understand more of why. But I guess he's running for president again?
Yeah, he's going to.
That's why they're
also trying to arrest him too, so yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. He's like, basically they're trying to put his ass. So I guess they're really trying to stop him from being able to, you know, even run for president. Kanye's running again, I heard. I've seen a news segment about that. Actually, no, it was on TMZ, so it still was the news because TMZ is the news for celebrities. They said that he still got his presidency going.
I definitely need to look into that because I didn't know he was still going on.
Yeah, they were showing his team and everything. So, but you know, it's every news station seems to have a different story or different side or version of the story that they were able to, get a hold of from their resources. So you kind of have to be skeptical about what you hear on the news. Make sure to do your own research and maybe some surveys or something like that, so that you can gather more information and make sure that you're learning the right things or keeping up with the right things. Because like with Kanye, it's so much information that just he's been dealing with, because at one point they were saying he was missing. So it's like, okay, why did y'all make a big deal about him missing? Y'all were talking about it and this and that, but y'all never said anything about him being found again. Now all of a sudden y'all just bringing up, oh, he's running for president. So it's like a bunch of like hearsay and up and down. It's not a lot to keep up with.
Right, and
So
who knows
it's hard
what
to
he's
keep up
running
with
on.
what, right.
Who knows what his platform is, what he's running on and stuff. My issue is this, like, Biden is running for president again, so he just announced his re-election campaign, and like, it's a couple of other people that's trying to also run for the Democratic nomination, but I don't think they're going to have a debate this year. I think there's a
that's
political pundit named Simone Sanders. She used to be one of Bernie Sanders' political people. And she basically came out and said there won't be a Democratic primary this year. So that means no Marianne Williamson, no John F. Kennedy Jr. debate with Biden. So,
And that's very different, because I'll be looking forward to those debates.
Because like they don't want us to have the real dialogue of like what the American people are concerned with. They just want to usher in the nigga that, or the person, the white man who's already in power. And to my opinion,
Who says it's going to be a white man? Because there's black people running for president too. So who says it's going to be a white man?
What I'm saying is the Democratic nominee is Joe Biden. They're not letting nobody challenge him as a Democratic nominee.
Oh, you said they're not letting there be a primary. So what are the other people going to be? Then they're going to be on the Republican side, or they're going to be on the.
They have to do independent or third party or something.
Oh wow! So it still seems like they're doing a lot of changing on stuff that's already supposed to be set in stone, like with the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, things like that. It sounds like they're trying to change a lot of our laws, and I don't know about you guys and who you've been around or who you dated or just been family members you might have had talk to you about certain things, but it seems like it's always trying to cause a panic or something on TV, on television, especially when it comes to the news. It's always like a panic being caused, and like this whole mass shooting thing. Like, why y'all gonna just talk about they just study blast, he killed 8 people, 3 of those people were kids, this little boy, but y'all still haven't showed his face. Y'all want to show us, there was all this information leading up to this before he did what he did, but yet he still was able to do what he did. So it's just a lot of stuff don't be adding up. I remember some years where there was some school shootings and things like that, and rest in peace to if it took place, rest in peace to those that are no longer living, and my gratitude goes out to those families that lost people that, may have been in certain situations. But a lot of shit just be seeming fake. A lot of shit don't be adding up. And I hope that you guys watching this, whether you're at home or you're at work, you're in a car, or whenever you decide to go scroll through YouTube and go through your search bar, I hope that you can watch this with an open mind. But feel free to comment and, what you think and what you whether even it's along with what's something that we say or not, even if it's against it, I want to hear your side, because at the end of the day, we're all people and we need to be unified. It doesn't need to be this and that. Like, it's been that way for so long. We're past that now. We're here. We need to focus on that. And speaking of that, we want to bring up something that you mentioned last time that Dr. Phil mentioned. Because I feel like we didn't really touch too much on the topic about black people's reparations. So
yes,
we want to go.
Let's dig into it.
He is.
So first of all, there's been a lot of figures been tossed around about the number and how much money we are owed. Some estimate anywhere from $60 million to 20 trillion dollars, and that's collectively over all black people and shit like that. One of the things that they really promised us in the beginning was 40 acres and a mule. And the significance of the 40 acres is you can have generational wealth when you have generational land. When you actually have a place where you can build a house, or you can build farmland, or you can build a factory, a casino, whatever the case may be, you can begin to create the process of generational wealth. So the 40 acres was key. Now, if you go back and you calculate how much 40 acres was worth back then and how much it would be worth today, that's another figure that they're coming up with. And I think they said it's something like $300 million a piece per person. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of different numbers being thrown around. A lot of the big numbers that are being thrown around is kind of weird, because it's like, I don't think in a million years this white folks going to give us all that type of money at once, especially not at once. They're probably going to try to break it up into payments. But I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? If we get a $20,000 check every month, that's going to help with bills. That's really going to help me from struggling paycheck to paycheck. You know what I'm saying? You know, be able to invest in myself, invest in my business, you know what I'm saying? Get some business cards, you know, business credit, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a little office space somewhere, some office furniture and shit, you know, the basic stuff. Like, I like to shop at the mall too. One of the things that I really feel like I'm being hindered from is experiencing the American dream like everybody else. Like, if I want to go to Neiman's and get a few items, that shit ain't cheap. You know what I'm saying? And you can't really do that shit.
Yeah, but you gotta work hard.
Yeah.
You're choosing to work where you work at, so you're trying to dig too deep. You're trying to say that because you don't have reparations. No, you can also work hard as a human being. But anyways, yeah, he went a little bit too deep in there, as he always does, y'all. Excuse him, especially with the white comment. I love white people. I love everybody. Like, I feel like everybody can be prejudiced to a certain extent. Everybody is stereotypical. You know, there's times where, you know, it be, especially driving, you know. Everybody, I don't know. I'm just one of the people, I always try to be 100 as I can, and to a certain extent, because, you know, you have to be careful and be considerate of other people's feelings, for that matter. And I myself, that's something that I'm working on daily. Like, when I say daily, emphasis on the A-Lee and the D part, because I do, like, I'm working on it every day.
That's good.
Like, every day. It ain't gonna never stop. I'm gonna always be working on it. I feel like I'm never gonna get to the ends of me being able to take other people's feelings into consideration. But at least it's something that I recognize in myself that I need to change and work, you know.
Work towards.
Yeah,
We all have stuff that we can.
You know, I have to pump myself up, but like, it's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be a daily thing. At the end of the day, nobody can put stipulations on how you are as a person, you know. Like, you can't tell another grown person what to do, how to be, how to spend their money, how to spend their time. You can't do that, because you're not, you know, helping them with anything that they're doing for themselves. You are solely responsible for you.
Right, and just to kind of tie some things together, I did go a little bit overboard with the reparation stuff. That was partially comedic value.
You made it very personal.
I'm a comedian.
It wasn't no comedian. He was very,
but
he
what I
was
wanted
being
to
very
say
100
was,
about
like,
it.
there's
I'm
a lot
trying
of
to go
things
back.
that end up being distractions in our media to keep us from talking about the real issues. Mm-hmm. And I do believe one of the things that we do need to emphasize is, you know, making sure that the political candidates address everyone's issues. In this political cycle, whether it be, you know what I'm saying, just Joe Biden versus everybody else, or if there's actually a Democratic primary, we need to hold these politicians' feet to the fire. We need to make sure that they're addressing the concerns and the issues that we actually have, and not distract us with all this, you know, news media stuff that's built to distract us.
Yeah, because I don't know, stuff happens, but even the news, even when I heard the news thing when it happened, there was just like, what they say, they was like, the gun, there was a police there for an unrelated thing that had nothing to do with the shooting. He overheard the shots, ran towards the shots, and eliminated the whatever. So, I don't know. I mean, you hear shots in a mall, who just automatically knows where they're coming from? Like, I've never been in a mall where I heard a shot, but I could just only assume that you wouldn't be able to go directly to that threat and just eliminate that threat like that in a mall. Like, to me personally, I've heard of the Allen Outlets, but I've never really been all the way out there. Probably went one time at a point when I was a kid and don't remember, like with my sisters or something, I'm sure, but I haven't been out there. But just looking at the way it's set up on the news, I don't see anybody being able to just know directly where gunshots are coming from. Maybe people were pointing, and then he was just able, because he's a police officer, to pinpoint who the gunman was and then shoot him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could just only see where. And then did he shoot him one time? Like, there's so many questions. Like, anytime there's a casualty, like, I'm that person that I will make a good journalist, because I want to know why, what, when, where, who. I don't want to know. It just doesn't make sense that, oh, he heard the gunshots and he went to it and he eliminated the threat. How? It's a mall. It's big. It's many people. Did he shoot more than one shot? He eliminated the guy. Did he accidentally shoot somebody else? Like, was those 8 people that died, was it only the gunman that killed them? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
they don't tell you all that information. And at the end of the day, it could have been God knows what. And motherfuckers are scared, so nobody as a civilian is sitting there watching it take place. They're hiding their hands, they're running, they're grabbing their loved ones. So, you see, it's so easy to be able to make up a story or something that happened or set something up. Like, people act like acting ain't something that people do all the time.
Right, and definitely
There's people that are great at acting.
We would love to hear you guys' comments. Make sure y'all comment and tell us what y'all think. Like, do y'all think that there was some funny business with the way that the shooter was apprehended? Do you think that it was as cut and dry as the police, kind of said it went? You know what I'm saying? Or do you think that, there was something else that happened that day that, what I'm saying? Maybe the police accidentally was trying to get the shooter and maybe got some other people. You never know,
And thank God he was there for whatever reason, because the people were crying over the news, and so of course, and they said 3 of the 8 people, I think, that was killed were children, and then it was 7. There was 7 people injured. So, and he had been looking up stuff about why and how is this continuing? Like, it's an issue, and for some reason it just seems like whatever our government and our government officials, whoever are doing, they're not putting our resources or whatever it is. What are y'all doing to not prevent this stuff from happening? Like, who cares? He bought it from a private seller. Like, he bought the guns from a private seller. He's been able, like, it's just, I feel like anywhere, anytime, it could be, the work that they do could be just pushed towards some more stuff to prevent shit like this from happening. I would be livid. I mean, sad, yes. Sad is one thing, but if I was in that situation, or if I had heard one of my family members or something was there, I'd be mad. And I'd be even madder that they didn't put this motherfucker's face on the news for everybody to see and so he can be shamed and his family can be shamed. Because
exactly. He probably have a family that's connected or something. That's why they don't want to cut.
Nah, I don't know what it is. It's fishy. That's what it is to me. It ain't about I don't even want to think about what it is. I just know that it's fishy. And like I said, hopefully all these people, their family members, they get justice. And if I were y'all, I would put my story out there, and I would probably write a book. I would benefit off of it wholeheartedly. Yes, your family member passed away, and yes, that's going to be a bad time for you and your family. They said one little boy, he was only 4 or 6, and he lost everybody in his family there. So now he's going to be, I guess, he's going to have to go live with a family member or something, and he's only 4 years old. He's only ever known probably all the people that died there. Like, that's
crazy.
That's sad. It's crazy. It's like me, I would be just, I don't know. I would be just so mad. And the fact that they just want to show us all, they're just basically throwing it. To me, that's the way I take it, without even having a family member that was hurt or passed away there. I take it as them just being like showing, like just throwing it in their face, like, oh yeah, he was in a Russian group and something about Nazis, and he bought all his guns from such and such people, and they had his posts. If they were able to dig that up, how were they able to dig that up? So they basically, y'all do an investigation, and that's why y'all can't show his face? Like, I need answers. Like, if that couldn't have been.
Right. What have you heard about
one of my family members? I would have been on there crying on the news. They would have had to record me.
I was gonna mention Jamie Foxx. I don't know if you've heard, but he's been in critical condition for a couple of weeks now.
I seen something about it, but I haven't really looked into what it is about Jamie Foxx. Like to be honest, a lot of actors and things like that, I don't really keep up with them because I feel like they don't use their platform to step for black people more. So it's a lot of black artists, it's a lot of black celebrities, it's a lot of black athletes that I don't follow because I don't give a fuck that you guys have the platform, y'all been having the platform, and y'all are cowards. Y'all don't want to stand up for black people and step for us like y'all really can, like Malcolm X did, Marcus Garvey, like Martin Luther King. Y'all just have so much like power to do so much. Like, and for the ones that are doing stuff in their neighborhoods and their communities, that's good. You know, applaud, hats off to you. Like, that's good. Good job for you for giving back. But at the end of the day, we need black leaders out here. We need motherfuckers stepping up. Y'all want to be athletes and then try rapping. Y'all want to be athletes and then try actors. Why don't you be an athlete and be an activist, be a leader, be a mayor, run for president? Why don't you do that? Why don't you open an organization for little black boys and girls that grow up without parents or have parents in jail? Why don't you do that? We got people like Kim Kardashian stepping for black people more than we do. Like, that's embarrassing. So, you know, Jamie Foxx, his family, my condolences, but I don't give a fuck what Jamie Foxx went through. I don't. That's just my opinion.
Right on. It's a lot of people getting into new stuff going into the spring and the summer this year. If you're an urban entrepreneur and you need a logo, business cards, any type of flyers, promotion material, I'm also a graphic designer. Y'all can hit me up at on Instagram at Club God Says. That's CLUB.
Yeah, he's a very good graphic designer. If you need some parties or something, hit him up so that he can make you some good flyers. Good. I mean, it's a better word to use than professional, because professional get thrown around so much these days. Everybody think just because they got business cards and stuff, they're professional now. But so what would be I guess creative, very artistic flyer?
And again, that's CLUBGHOD_SEZ on Twitter and Instagram. Club God Says.
Club God Says. Why don't you tell them where that came from? Because you got all these aliases and shit.
All right, so
This motherfucker right here.
I was actually working for DJ Papa Ron around the same time B King came around, and there was like this thing where people were just like kind of like trying to experiment with like calling themselves gods and shit like that, or whatever the case may be.
Oh my God, she's talking about everybody. Okay,
it was a trend, it was a fad or whatever. So
I never knew that.
Technically, I was calling myself Club God before B King, but nobody's gonna believe me.
Yeah,
Nobody's
gonna believe him.
Nobody's gonna believe me. But
B King, if somebody tag you in this,
tag B King in this. Tag B King in this. B King, Papa Ron,
we follow each other
and
on
me.
Twitter, B King. You my nigga.
Yeah, me
One of
and
your
B King
favorite
know
songs,
each other too. I know this.
One of his favorite songs that I always love is Hammer. That's my shit. Like Hammer.
But I was calling myself that for different reasons. I was saying it because I was a promoter and I was actually trying to facilitate the culture.
Whatever. That way.
That way.
He ain't got
But
no
yeah,
beef
so
with
Monday
BK.
nights, if y'all ever look for something to do, it's a little after hours called The Kickback. And, you know what I'm saying? Exotic Dancers Entertainment. On Tuesdays.
Make sure y'all legal before y'all come there, and I swear.
Yeah, for real. Tuesdays, we got open mic night, Dallas open mic. It's at Creators Don't Die Studio. That's in, I want to say Grand Prairie. Wednesday
I got my
night.
keys in my hand.
I don't know
like
what's
I'm
going
finna
on
leave
Wednesday
at
night.
any time.
Thursday night is the live stream. Tap in with me on Instagram. It's a live stream thing that I'm doing on Thursday. And then Friday, don't your homeboy got Level on Friday?
Yeah, but I have a homeboy, Tim. He's a promoter. He's been a promoter in Dallas for a while. Like I've been knowing him since like 2010. He was good. He was like really popping. I say when the scene, when you know, not just Deep Ellum was still hot, but that's when Club One was open and
That's way back in the day.
but like it was like it wasn't Deep Ellum. It was like you just drive down a little bit further. I can't remember the names of those streets, but I want to
like
say
Nairobi's Club One.
yeah, but.
What else was over there?
We used to be able to go to the club like every day of the week back in that time. There was like we could go to the club Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. the club scene just used to be a little bit more, I ain't gonna say a little bit, a lot more lit than it is now. Like,
Yeah, Lord
'cause
Miller
even-
came and shut a lot of that shit
because
down.
even before COVID, there wasn't a lot of places to go like that. You had to still hit. Like back then, there wasn't no, bro. Where's there to go tonight? There was no texting and asking
There
and
was
posting.
4 or 5
You
places
already
to go.
knew.
You just went
already,
outside and then you just
Yeah, it was
you know
like
where you ended up.
Monday was for this day, Sunday was for this day. Like that's how me and my homegirls did. We went to the same club every day of the week. Like Mondays was either Nairobi's or we went to this club called Mambo's, and Mambo's opened up. Mambo's,
yeah,
Mambo's
I
used to
remember
be
Mambo
by
Mondays.
Mambo's
I
used to be
remember
by
Mambo Mondays.
what's the name? It's by the aquarium. It used to be on the backside of the aquarium.
Yeah.
Man, that shit. Mambo, DMX, of course. DMX is legendary. Everybody, if you wasn't around for DMX times, I feel so sorry for you. You missed out on the best club scene that was ever here. Onyx was still open too, so you know Onyx was right by DMX. So
A hell of a chocolate strip club too. Onyx was the best black strip club.
yeah, Onyx was the best strip club. Period. I feel like it ain't even gonna do with black. It was just that's where everybody goes. I'm talking about when people came into Dallas, the celebrities would go there. Like that was the main club that everyone knew about to go to when they visited Dallas. Like because who doesn't want to go to the strip club? When you, like men, when people, I know men, especially men that are well established. That's like one of their best places to go. Besides a cigar lounge or something, they want to go see some bitches shaking their ass when they go out of town. So
Also,
town, that's what they want to see.
if y'all looking for something to do on Saturdays, I am bringing back the 30 and up party at the Clip Club. Me and my homie Antoine, we've been trying to do it for the last couple of weeks. Haven't really got it off the ground quite
Oh
yet.
my
But
God, that's
it's the new generation though. It's not the same old people that you used to know that was at the Clip Club. We getting older now. You know what I'm saying? I think that a lot of people are more frustrated with dealing with the 21 to 28-year-old range of people. So we're gonna try something new. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make it 30 and up for men. It's gonna still be 25 and up for women. So, you know what I'm saying, ladies, y'all got a little bit of a break right there. But what we hope is that the more mature crowd is gonna keep a lot of knuckleheads away. More people who don't normally come out will be able to feel comfortable. Y'all can come out, have a good time, and then everybody.
Hopefully, keyword. But I think the Clip Club, or isn't it another one? Blues Palace? Are those two different? Those are two different clubs, right?
Yeah.
So at one point in time, recently, I want to say recently, as far as a couple years ago, one of those was popular again. Even before you talk about it now, I can't remember if it was Clip Club or Blues Palace, but I remember seeing a lot of posters. People was like, "Y'all going to the?" I think it was the Clip Club. They was like, "Y'all going to the Clip Club
The
tonight?"
Clip
So
Club recently just renovated like a couple of years ago.
yeah, so I feel like that must have been it. But anyways, yeah, that's hopefully we covered some good topics. You know, like I said, we're just like me. I know I like originality. I don't like to do what everybody else does. I've never been that type of person. Like I just wasn't raised to be that person. And not only that, I have like a very unique name, so I always just wanted to be like just different from everybody else, because I feel like I was, because of my name, number one. Number two, just the type of household that I grew up in. We were always encouraged to, you know, not be a follower. So most people that aren't followers, they're leaders, they set trends and they do things like that. I'm not necessarily trying to be a trendsetter. I just do my own thing. And I don't forgot even what I was talking about just now.
I think she was just saying that, you know what I'm saying, this has been a good episode, and we hope to see you guys
Yeah,
later.
it's like, I feel like I've been
we really
outside
want y'all
too long,
to
I need some water.
comment, like, share, comment, you know what I'm saying, participate. Want to hear y'all's opinions.
It's
If y'all
less
have
shot for me.
topics for shows, if y'all have ideas for conversations y'all want us to cover and stuff like that, leave that in the comment section below.
Oh yeah, I was just talking about like how we're just so extra. Basically, like I don't know. It's just this is the beginning of what's to come. You know what I'm saying? We just like me. I talk a lot. Anybody I get around, anybody that know me or grew up with me, they know like, oh yeah, that bitch talk a lot, and I do. So yeah, it was just a great idea, something for friends to just agree upon and be like, hey, we should do this. Because sometimes you just have spare time, and I always believe in the old adage that idle hands are the devil's playground. So I like to stay busy with a lot of different stuff. Like I do a lot of different stuff. I can't. I just got back into freelance modeling, so I have to just right now I'm working with that, just whenever I can mix it with my regular work schedule, then I can possibly get. I'm a routine person, so I don't like when stuff is all over the place. When it's all over the place, my head goes crazy. So I need stuff to be very balanced out and routinely. So I do that.
Stay away from
I'm a
water
mother.
signs. They're wishy-washy.
Yeah, that's one thing that became earth signs. That's probably what it is. Like, I'm an earth sign, but then like supposedly everybody has their, astrology. So everybody has their regular sign. So I guess that's your, I don't know, it's the sun, a rising, and the moon sign.
Yeah,
So
I didn't really
basically,
get into the other part. I know my main one is Pisces.
yeah. So basically, everybody I think it's 3, and it's supposed to like whatever, but mine is like double earth sign. So that I don't have anything to balance me out. I don't, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like some people, when they flow together, it's a reason why. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't like to believe in, or just not even believe. A lot of people don't believe in it, or they don't care, or they just say, oh, I'm this, and they don't really do the research or like check the horoscope every day. Like me, I've been doing it since I was a child. So at this point in time, I'm a believer. I've been doing it literally since I was a child. I used to always read the horoscopes at the back of every magazine, because that's where they used to put them. Before they made them in this, like, now everybody has a horoscope book. Anywhere you can find a horoscope, they got apps. So I used to read mines, of course, first, and I would read everyone around me, like my sisters, my mom, I would read them theirs too. Like, but my mom and my aunts, one of my aunts is the one that introduced me to astrology at a very young age. Just told me like, yeah, baby, you're a Taurus, and mom is a Scorpio, da da da. And I'm pretty sure she went in more detail at that time when I was that age, but I can't really remember that far. But I just know that I've always followed my horoscope. Like, as far as followed, I mean, I read it every day just to take it with me for that day. It doesn't replace my faith. It doesn't mean that I don't believe in God. It doesn't mean nothing like that people trying to connotate astrology with. Like, they try to feel like, oh, well, that's just like witchery or something like that. I don't know, but it's like if you actually took the time to study it, just like motherfuckers study everything else, then you would, give an insight to it. You might like it, you might enjoy, you might not, but it's very interesting. Like, and I run into most people I run into, they know their signs. When I don't run into people that don't know their signs or whatever, or they just don't look into, it's kind of odd to me because it rarely happens. Like, new places I work, but everybody always talk about their birthdays, so then they be like, oh, the next thing they say is, oh, I'm a Taurus, or oh, I'm a Pisces, or oh, I'm an Aries, oh, I'm this, and then you start having a conversation about it. Like, that's what the conversation ends up being about most of the time with me. So I don't know, I feel like that's for a reason.
Right, I don't get in that deep to it, but I know I'm a Pisces. Pisces are cool, not wishy-washy. Don't believe the hype.
They flaky.
Not at all.
Yes. Nah, but I have good friends that are Pisces.
It's about 33 minutes. Do we still keep going, or is?
Well, you just messed up by saying that, because now we can't do a closing. No, I can't.
Oh.
You can't edit it off and put it back on there.
Oh. Well, you guys, it's been...
We have, like, you just can't never get it right. How many times do we have to do this for you to even understand how it works? We're recording, so why would you even say that? You should just say what you're about to say now.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Pisces are wishy-washy. They're indecisive.
What's new?
They are, let's see, I'm trying to think of good words. That's not too
Brilliant.
bad. I've never met a brilliant Pisces yet. Brilliant ain't what I would say. I would say creative. That's the word I would use instead of brilliant. Brilliant minds invent amazing things, and your mind is not brilliant. You haven't invented anything. But I still love all Pisces out there in the world. Don't take it personal, but at the end of the day, we carry y'all on our back. With Tauruses, we carry all the 11 signs on our back. We be out here running shit. So, you know what I'm saying?
We gotta meet up one day. You guys, be safe out there.
Bye.